there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood. But one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of, and to contact the person who was in the video to see if they were interested in purchasing the video before it became a public knowledge.
I've heard this before. I feel like a catch and kill.
Catch and kill, correct.
Wow. And I guess you can't reveal the person who is on.
No, I can't explain who the person was, but
High profile?
Mr. Combs was in the tape, and this other person was, I would venture to say, more high profile than Mr. Combs.
All Jennifer Lopez had to do was marry a white boy, Oscar winner. For people to stop remembering that she had a gun in her pocketbook. She had residue on her hands the night that Natanya was shot at that club. Not once has she spoken for the betterment of that woman or say something in her defense to stop Puffy from gaslighting her and trying to put hits out on her because he was afraid that maybe one day they would open the case and she still had the bullet fragments in her face. Like J Lo has said nothing. You really thought that just running off and marrying Ben Affleck was going to take you out of the Diddy downfall?
Do you think he has like a list of all the people that went to these parties? Like, the list is
like an Epstein list? I don't think so, but I do think he has videotapes. I don't think there's a list because there's not like flight logs.
There's going to be a guest list.
Yeah, true.
And they're going to be on documents somewhere. They're going to be like on a Google Doc or like, hey, here's the guest list. Don't let anybody in without whatever.
There's videos. I'm telling you, there's videos. And as far as like Ben and J Lo apparently breaking up because like he was told that there's video evidence of her, I don't know how true that is, but they collected a lot of stuff from his house when they raided it. So they know things that we won't know for weeks. And it's just a matter of time.
So the news of an explosive video has surfaced showing Diddy and Jennifer Lopez doing some private stuff. According to inside sources, Jennifer was caught on hidden camera, completely unaware she was being filmed. Details about the video have already sent shockwaves through Hollywood, but the most jaw-dropping part is that Jennifer Lopez had no idea this footage existed until it was uncovered. But why was this video kept hidden for so long, and who else might be involved with other astes connected to this situation? It's clear this story is far from over, and you guys need to stay tuned because what we're about to reveal could change everything. So let's dive into the secret tapes that have sparked this discussion.
Jennifer Lopez, when she finally held accountable for the part she played in the harm that was put on the time that we were.
Do you think they'll bring up charges on Jennifer?
No better. She committed perjury. And the attorney that was representing the defense side of that suborned perjury. Last time I checked, there's no statute of limitations. We can start there. Let's bring Jenny to the cell block. She's been every other block.
For many years, whispers have circulated about Diddy keeping hidden Vide tapes from his notorious parties. These tapes allegedly contain footage of high-profile celebrities in situations that they'd rather keep far away from the public eye. While these things have remained just that for a long time, recent leaks have thrown fuel onto the fire, suggesting there may be more truth to these stories. Now, what's more interesting here is the claim that Jennifer Lopez might be featured in multiple tapes, which paints a darker picture of Hollywood's hidden world. According to a lawyer, these tapes aren't just sitting in a vault collecting dust. They've allegedly been shopped around Hollywood, with certain individuals attempting to sell them for a hefty price. The person believed to be in possession of these tapes has been making the rounds trying to find buyers in the industry.
I also was just recently contacted by someone who wanted me to essentially represent them in the sale of one of the Diddy tapes.
It's unclear how many tapes exist or what exactly they contain, but the fact that they're being circulated is enough to make any celebrity with ties to Diddy nervous. But one person who has some sort of knowledge of these tapes is Jaguar Wright, a singer who has been vocal about the dark side of the music industry for years. Wright has mentioned Diddy's secret tapes while revealing that the footage captures some of Hollywood's most powerful people, In compromising situations, despite her bold claims, no one has stepped forward to sue her for defamation, which raises eyebrows typically when someone makes serious allegations without legal repercussions. It suggests there could be a bit of truth to their words. Jaguar's credibility might be questioned by some people, but the lack of lawsuits against her only adds weight to her shocking revelations.
J Lo is just, I don't know. Every man she's been with has said the same thing, except for Diddy. Diddy's the only one that said she was a great girlfriend and how he wish he hadn't messed it up. How is that the only man in her life that had regrets about their relationship and everybody else ran for the hills? Like, it's not nobody noticing that everybody else that's left her, oh, she was do this, she was this, she was that. But Diddy said she was perfect. What happens if you're only perfect for the devil? What the does that make you?
Moving on to Jennifer Lopez's career, the release of this hidden footage could be catastrophic for her. Jennifer has built an empire, however, the existence of these tapes threatens to unravel all of that hard work. Sources have claimed that Jennifer Lopez was warned during her relationship with Diddy that associating with him could lead to her downfall. At that time, she may have ignored these warnings, but now they seem very prophetic, and her involvement with Diddy, especially if these tapes show her in a bad light, could result in severe backlash from fans, brands, and industry insiders. It's not just about the tapes, it's about the story they create, one that might suggest Lopez was part of something much darker happening behind the scenes. Social media platforms are buzzing with these recent updates. A person commented saying at one of his birthday parties, they went into a bedroom and in full view of the guests. He read about that in the paper way back then when a reporter asked about it. She was said to have just laughed. Now tell us about her family values again. Another one wrote narcissism. They use each other as except ACC. A third person added she would do anything to be glamorous, no limit.
You look in the ocean, you see two people floating. You can only pull up one because that's how much room you have on the raft. You look in the ocean, you see Ben Affleck, and you see Diddy. That's it. J to the L. Give me. Hello, Big Boy TV. She said something.
You know I love you.
She's coming on that rap by herself. She be floating in with Jabo like, hey, you won't believe what was in that ocean, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, she gonna be at the services like this.
You live in the ocean, you see two people floating. Oh, you can only pull up one because that's how much room you have on your raft. You look in the ocean, you see Ben Affleck, and you see Diddy. That's it. J to the L. Give me hello, B-Boy TV. She's serious. You know I love you. She's coming on that raw by herself. It was a she'll be floating in with Tabo like, hey, you don't believe what was in that ocean, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, then she going to be at the services like this? I don't know.
Combs allegedly planned and controlled the performances, which he called, and he often electronically reported them.
So there are talks going around that more tapes involving other celebrities are circulating in private circles. And this isn't just about Diddy Jennifer anymore. It's a much bigger issue that could pull in numerous high-profile individuals. While Hollywood is a web of secrets, and when one string is pulled, it could disclose everything. Over the years, Diddy's parties have attracted a host of celebrities, many of whom may now be concerned about what could surface. Names like Justin Bieber, Jaden Smith, and even Will Smith have been linked to Diddy's infamous parties. While nothing much has come out linking them to the tapes, the fact that they were present at these events raises questions. One strange connection is between Diddy, Will Smith, and Charlie Mack, a close associate of the Smith family. Charlie Mack has long been involved in both the music and film industries, and his ties to Diddy suggests that there may be more to the story. Some sources have hinted at bizarre connections between these individuals, raising the possibility that they might be involved in something far bigger than just a few party tapes. And when such a massive bombshell hit kids, you'd expect at least a few high-profile figures to step up and clear their names right. But instead, we've been met with silence from some of the biggest stars in Hollywood. People like LeBron James, Jay-Z, and Band are the celebrities who have been linked to Diddy in the past. But they all have kept themselves quiet. It's almost as if this silence speaks louder than words. After all, if these tapes are real and contain secret evidence of other A-lister speaking out against them might not be in their best interest. The fear of what might surface is enough to keep even the most powerful celebrities from saying a word. It raises the uncomfortable possibility that many of them are involved in this alleged situation and are doing everything they can to stay out of the spotlight, and this silence Well, it might be an attempt to avoid bringing any unnecessary attention to themselves. This brings us to past altercations Diddy has had with other celebrities, such as Drake and J. Cole. Both artists have had their run-ins with Diddy, with sources suggesting that their conflicts went beyond simple industry rivalries. Drake and Diddy got into a physical altercation, and whispers have long circulated that it had to do with something tied to these hidden tapes. J. Cole, another artist who had a public spat with Diddy, might also have been dragged into this web of secrets if Diddy has been holding on to these tapes for years. It's not hard to believe that these disputes may have had more sinister undertones. Speaking of leverage, that leads us to another critical point: the power of these tapes. It's not just about the scandal itself, but about how Diddy might be using these tapes as a tool to keep others in line. There's strong speculation that he could be threatening to release even more footage, not just to punish his enemies, but to keep them quiet. Imagine having something so exclusive in your possession that could destroy careers, reputations, and lives. The very existence of these tapes gives Diddy power over some of Hollywood's biggest AES. In an industry where secrets run deep, the ability to blackmail or manipulate others through hidden footage is a terrifying possibility. This could explain why so many people in the industry are staying quiet or refusing to acknowledge these talks. The fear of retaliation, whether it's through the release of these tapes or some other means, could be keeping celebrities from speaking out. It's a form of control that not many people would want to challenge, especially when their careers and livelihoods are on the line legally. The consequences of these tapes are growing more severe by the day. If these tapes are used as evidence in Diddy's upcoming trial, it could name more people than we initially thought. Imagine a trial where these tapes are presented in court for all to see. Celebrities and power players who thought their secrets were safe may soon find themselves in the public eye for all the wrong reasons. There's already talk that some of these tapes could be entered as evidence, which would open the floodgates for more scandals. This is why other celebrities are scrambling behind the scenes to protect themselves. Lawyers are being called, damage control teams are working overtime, and some might even be trying to strike deals to keep their names out of the headlines. The fallout from this scandal could reshape the entire landscape of Hollywood, especially if more high-profile individuals are dragged into the mess. Well, this situation has the potential to take down some of Hollywood's most untouchable figures. The longer this goes on, the more it feels like we're only seeing the tip of the iceberg. And as more details come to light, it's only a matter of time before the truth comes out, whether these celebrities want it to or not.
Affleck actually recently walked away from J Lo because these allegations were coming out.
And isn't there even some concern that, or proof that Pastor T.D. Jakes?
Well, I'm getting right there. So there's this big list that Diddy said, I'm not going down alone. Because Cat Williams went on a podcast a while back, and Cat Williams, who's a well-known comedian in the black community for a long time, he went on a podcast and basically just regurgitated all this information that was just so valid. He said, all these people, he said, you got God on one side, and then you got the other side. And he said, the other side, they're all going down in 2024. And he mentioned that he was offered $50 million 4 separate times to join in with these Diddy parties to basically be sodomized. And he turned it down every time.
To help his career.
To bring his career to the next level.
So what's next for Jennifer Lopez? The stakes are very high if these tapes show her in a negative light. It could be career-ending. The industry is very cutthroat, and once a celebrity's image is tarnished, it can be impossible to recover fully. But beyond just Lopez and Diddy, the question remains who else is caught up in this web of secrets. According to sources, this list of celebrities is growing longer, and it's not just limited to musicians or actors. We're talking about influencers, producers, directors, politicians from all corners of the world. The big question on everyone's mind is whether these tapes will ever see the light of day, or if they'll continue to be used as bargaining chips in backroom deals. Right now, it seems like they're being held as leverage, with the person in possession of them trying to strike the right deal. But once something like this starts leaking, it's going to be tough to stop it. If or when that happens, it's going to blow up in ways we can barely predict. It's possible that the person holding these tapes could release them gradually. That kind of controlled release could keep this scandal in the headlines for months, with names like Will Smith, Justin Bieber, and others being linked to Diddy's parties. It's hard to ignore the possibility that we've only seen the tip of the iceberg. But what do you guys think? Who else is involved in Diddy's recordings? Share your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.